I'm Kevin from the School of Music, and I just wanted to present some ideas today about improvising. A lot of times when people, play, or when they're first starting to improvise or learn to solo, then they get the scales, which is kind of a normal thing. You learn pentatonic scales or whatever, and they solo. But one thing that's good to do once you've learned that is, and maybe some licks or whatever, is to figure out how to make the solo sound coherent. So what I try to do when I do that is I try to structure my solo so it sounds like it's something that was written out ahead of time. So one of the things you can do to do that, to make it sound like your solo is coherent and it makes sense and it has something that the listener can kind of understand, is to do something called repetition and variation, or working with theme and variation. So what I'm going to do is play over a blues in G, and I'm going to play around with an interval, a minor third. Okay, so I'm going to basically play around with this and see if I can repeat it, change it around, and if I do a good job, it'll sound like there's something to it. It'll sound like the solo is maybe not totally improvised, even though it was. So I'm going to play a blues in G.
One, two, three.
So I did a bunch of different things. I can't remember all the things that I did, but mostly it was like pentatonic scales, and I played around with this interval, and I added a few other intervals. This was a minor third. I played around with a couple of major thirds, which also fit in what I'm doing in the key of G. I did one that was C and E, and then one was B flat and D. And I just tried to play around with that, change it up, make some kind of idea out of it, a melody, and then go away from it and come back to it. And hopefully it sounded like there was some common thread running through the solo. So there you have it. That's basically it. Something you guys can play around with, and just try that. And you do the same thing with the pentatonic scale. It doesn't really matter what it is. Just basically, if you can do something like 3 or 4 times, repeat it, and then maybe the last time change around a bit, it'll sound like it's something that was composed. So that's all for now, and thanks, and see you soon.